Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me to another thrilling episode of This Week in Real Estate. And if you pay attention to these, you may have saw that I missed last week. So a lot of things going on. So this little episode will be basically over the last 2 weeks of activities, if you will. So we will get right to it. So the market report, even in those 2 weeks, Delaware County didn't see a whole lot of change. So we're over the 100 mark as far as active listings at 108. We did take quite a bit of jump in pendings though. So 173 current pending transactions going on. And then Randolph County was almost verbatim over the last couple weeks. So 30 active listings and 46 pending listings. On to the good, the bad, and the ugly. So a lot of good things over the past couple weeks. It's kept me very busy, but we had a couple closings, one on 1,000 in farmland. That one was interesting because from, I think, date of listing through inspections through closing was like 18. So it was a quick turnaround for everybody. So glad to get that one wrapped up. And then closed on a building lot in Parker City. We got that one closed this week. I can't even remember. 2 weeks together. We're just gonna lump this all together because I kind of forget. But so that was all good. Did get a new listing in Lasantville, another kind of lot there in town. So that was good. And last time I mentioned getting ready for a podcast for the Real Estate Fight Club, and that one was recorded and just went out the other day, and it's concerning real estate wholesaling. And so I won't go into it here. If you don't know what that is, hit me up and we'll have that discussion. So that's out there. Had another listing on Butler Street in Muncie. So that one was a flip. So I can't remember how long. It didn't take terribly long to redo that home, but basically everything's new in it, and that one's on the market, and we've seen quite a bit of showing activity. So that one went active just leading into the weekend, and here it is Thursday. So no offers yet, but probably 7, 8, 9 showings, something like that. But also finished up our Ridgeville. It was a personal property and a real estate auction kind of in tandem, and so that went active. It ran for a week. It was on the online variety, and again got the house past the minimum bid standard, and got that one not technically closed yet, but the personal property's wrapped up, and now we just kind of wait on title work, and there's a lender in this situation, so we're waiting on them to close the real estate. Speaking of kind of pending listings, got a pending listing in farmland just late last night for a buying client here in farmland. So that's always a good time to let them know we have that one pending for them, and now we're starting that process again of inspections and lending and appraisals and things like that. So we are on the way there. And speaking of appraisals, are waiting to hear back on a couple of those, and once we hear back that they've met value with no conditions, we will go ahead and schedule closings. So that will be kind of in the coming up section, hopefully coming soon. We also cataloged, and I guess it's technically started yesterday, another personal property auction. This one, the real estate's not tied to it, but it will be coming up. So we're taking care of the personal property with an online auction first, and then once all that's wrapped up, we will list the property there in Muncie. So that one's active, and is a very cool, I'll go into it later, but a very cool home and situation there. So once that one is listed here in a week or two, we'll dive a little bit deeper into that story. And then some other good things. So the rain has come, thank goodness. You know, it wasn't too long ago we were kind of saying, when will the rain stop? And then it stopped, and we didn't see any for about a month, it seemed. And so gardens and lawns and all the agriculture around us were really needing that. So it's good to see that the last few days, although it did rain out a baseball game we were going to go to yesterday, but that's okay, we'll catch another. And then Historic Farmland USA this past weekend put on Jerry Fest. So that was in honor of Jerry Cole, who passed away suddenly back in 2019. Then the pandemic hit and we couldn't do anything to honor him. And so this was his kind of, wasn't a memorial service per se, but we got a lot of his favorite bands in, had just a good day of music and gathering, and that went off really well. And so really good, again, good weather for that, so that was great. I got my wife back this past week, so that's always good. She was up at camp, and again, hence why I was running around a little bit crazy last week and couldn't get the video out. So she had a great time there, and I think she's fully recovered as far as sore muscles and maybe caught up on some sleep, maybe not, but good obviously to have her back. And then last week was also July 4th, and we went to Yorktown this year, and usually we haven't done that. Usually we're Muncie or Winchester. One year was Red Key. And then, so we went to Yorktown. They had a little concert there on their green space downtown, and they kind of hurried that up because it looked like it was going to rain. Started the fireworks a little bit early, but it was great. So awesome finale too. It was a very good show. So that was all the good. Like I said, a lot of good things over the past 2 weeks. With the good, there is the bad. The bad is our van's AC kicked out, and what the last couple of weeks for that to happen. And so, because we were reaching mid-90s there for a string of days, and so yeah, that's no fun, but that's getting looked at here next week. And then the ugly, so there's some ugliness every now and then, and the only thing I can think of over the past couple of weeks was, you know, interesting showings, if you will. So got into a house that basically what I think happened, I don't know, I really don't know the background, but I think a renter had basically trashed it. And so while all the floors and like carpets and stuff were ripped up, you could still smell quite a bit of dog, basically dog and cat and whatever else was in there. And then the hard surface floors, so like linoleum floors or whatever, were kind of slimy, kind of gross. So yeah, there's the ugly part of real estate. So I'm glad I don't run into that too often. But yeah, so coming up, so have a couple scheduled closings coming up. So one on New York Street, and that is scheduled for early next week. And there's another, and I didn't write it down, so I kind of forget which one that is, but it's on the calendar, so that's, you know, that's the important part. It made the calendar, so it's going to be done. Have a listing appointment today, later this evening in Modoc, so hopefully that will come up. And then a couple more like BPO orders, if you will, broker's price opinion, people needing to know the value of a piece of real estate, so I have a couple of those coming up. And then if we weren't busy enough, I mean, it's just this time of year to where Fair Week is quickly approaching, so that's busy for two reasons. So we have a corporate spot up there that we set up, and we man, we have giveaways and sign-ups for a bigger giveaway, things like that. So that will keep us busy. We do cook breakfast for everybody. I believe it's on Monday of Fair Week, and so up bright and early to do that for everybody. And then the kids are also heavily involved with a few animal things, chickens and bunnies, and then other stuff within Houston Hall as far as projects are concerned. So the mad rush is on at home to finish all those projects, and then once Fair Week comes up, the mad rush to get everything get in there, get it set up. And it's always a fun week. It's a tiring week, but it is fun to be up there at the fair and talk to everybody and have the kids participate. So fun but busy week. And also coming up this week is Lydia's turn up at camp, so she's excited for that, and hope she has a great time up there. Has a couple friends going with her, so that'll be fun. And then also we have a Historic Farmland USA workday coming up on Monday, just to kind of finish up a back portion of the building, insulating and just throwing up some like plywood so we can hang shelves and make that storage area a little more user friendly, if you will. So that's been a project kind of drug out, and that's just the way it is. We got the new kind of building edition on and weatherized, if you will. And then things just pop up, and projects sometimes take a little longer than what you want. And so finally want to kick it and get a few volunteers out there. If you have some time on Monday, I think we're starting about 9 o'clock or so. Should be hopefully a pretty quick project. Move some stuff out, put some stuff up, and be done with it. So yeah. Thank you for tuning in. This was over 10 minutes, so that's what happens when you miss a week. And if you have any questions or comments about any of that, please leave them below. I do read those and will respond accordingly. So once again, appreciate you guys checking these videos out. And so until next time, I'll see you.